going on, everybody? Today we got here a Mercedes S63 twin turbo AMG. This is the flagship of Mercedes, one of the best cars ever made. Unfortunately, all good things got to come to an end. Like this guy here, what we got is we got a problem with the car turning on. So he went somewhere, came back out this car, tried to start it, nothing. Wouldn't get a click or anything. So car ended up having to get towed over here, and we're going to talk today is about diagnosing a starter issue on a vehicle. In this case, this one's fancier than most vehicles out there on the road, but nevertheless, we're gonna try to figure out if this is a starter issue or somewhere else along the line. Our first part in diagnosing the starter would be to turn the key and see if we get any noise coming out. If the engine is cranking and not starting, then it's definitely not a starter, because the starter's job is to crank the engine. So if it is cranking, then your starter's good. But in this case, we're not getting any cranking. We're not getting any clicks. Sometimes the starter will click and not turn over, but in this case, we're not getting anything. No sound at all when we turn the key. First place we want to start is we want to check the battery on this one, make sure that the battery has proper voltage. In this case, we know that the battery is not the cause of it, because we jumped it and we still didn't get anything out of it. Because if it was a dead battery with the jumper, we'd at least be able to crank it. But either way, we'll show you guys how to test this. So right here we got a fancy battery tester. We'll set this up where it needs to be. Our battery's rated at 900 cold cranking amps, so we'll set this at 900. Let's see what this one shows us. So this will tell us we got 11.82 volts coming out of it, which is way below what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be around 12.6. And our charging is only at 1%, so it's pretty much completely dead. So the battery is bad. We either have to charge it or replace it. If you guys are using just a regular voltmeter for it, just hook up your negative to negative, positive to positive, and it'll tell her how many volts her battery is pushing out. So you can see this one's got 11.82, and we should be at 12.6. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down to the bottom, we're gonna locate the starter in the car. You gotta find where your starter is. Hopefully it's not under the intake. And what we want to do is we want to get to the solenoid, and let's show you guys how to do that. So we're going to get underneath the car here, and once you guys locate your starter, where your starter is, what you want to do is you want to locate the plug. Most of them, this one's a bolt-on to the starter. Most cars out there are a plug-in connector to the solenoid. So you want to unplug the plug off of the solenoid, and you want to test that and make sure that you have power going to it. So what you want to do is, in this case, it's this guy right here. This is what powers up our solenoid. So what you want to do is you want to have somebody in the car cranking the engine over, and you want to be here measuring it with the voltmeter and make sure that so if you touch this right now, all we got is ground, so we got no power going to it. When you turn the key over, you should get the power coming from the battery, so you should get close to what the battery voltage is at the top. You should be getting here at the starter when you turn the key over. So we'll show you guys here what happens when we turn the key over. You happy? You can see as soon as we turn that key over, we got voltage coming into the starter. In this case, we got 10.7 volts. So that's what it's showing on your guys' voltmeter. This here is a power probe, a little fancier. Comes in handy for a lot of things, but on your voltmeter should be getting close to what the battery's pulling out. So in this case, we got power coming to the starter, but our starter's not turning over. So that pretty much tells us that we got a bad starter in our hands. So that's how you, if you didn't have power coming to it, then the starter's probably still good and you got problems elsewhere. somewhere along the lines, check your battery terminals, possibly your relay, could also be an ignition switch, but that's a whole nother story. In this case, this is how you diagnose a bad starter, and hope this video helps you guys out, and thank you for watching.